In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent. Now today's main headlines. Britain reports first case of new Mpox variant, Clade 1b. UNESCO warns of Israeli threat to ancient Baalbek heritage site. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, divine happiness differs from human joy. Over half of displaced Sudanese are children. Urgent action needed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, dear viewers. This is Ayub Nouinou and you are watching Shia Waves live from London, only on Imam Hussein TV 3. Britain has confirmed this first case of the new Mpox variant, Clade 1b, according to the UK Health Security Agency. The individual who recently travelled to affected regions in Africa was detected in London and has been transferred to a specialist hospital. The UK HSA noted that the overall risk to the population remains low. Mpox typically presents with flu-like symptoms and pus-filled lesions, and while it is generally mild, it can be fatal. Clade 1b is believed to cause more severe illness than the previously widespread Clade 2. UK authorities are monitoring close contacts of the patient and will offer testing and vaccinations as necessary. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization has issued a warning about potential threats to the ancient city of Baalbek in Lebanon, a UNESCO heritage site, following recent Israeli military threats against the area. UN spokesperson Stefan Dujarric highlighted the importance of protecting cultural sites from conflicts in his daily press briefing on Wednesday, noting that cultural heritage often faces irreversible destruction during armed conflicts. Dujarric emphasized UNESCO heritage sites require protection, adding that the loss of such heritage is an irreplaceable blow to humanity. UNESCO expressed deep concern about the potential targeting of Baalbek, a 3,000-year-old historical landmark. An Israeli army spokesperson recently issued threats on social media of a large-scale attack on Baalbek and surrounding villages in the Baqa area. On Wednesday, the 19th of Rabi' al-Thani, Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi led his daily scholarly session in his residence in Qom. Regarding the concept of divine satisfaction, Grand Ayatollah Shirazi stated, "God, the Exalted, is not subject to changes and developments, as this is a characteristic of divine majesty that does not pertain to his essence." His Eminence elaborated on the meaning of God's happiness, noting, "When a person feels joy, it is important to understand the reason behind that happiness and what actions they take in response. Similarly, when it is said that God is pleased with something, one must consider the cause of that pleasure and what actions have been taken in relation to it." Let us now listen and reflect on the statements of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi.
لا هذا مطلقا، لأن الإنسان اللي يعلم أن أمامه محكمة ومجلس راح يصير نتيجة هاي المحكمة، هذا من الطبيعة أنه لا يفرح، لا يحب الفرح لأنه الفرح حرام، لا هذا مكروه عند الله.
Let's take a look back at today's main headlines. Britain reports first case of new Mpox variant, Clade 1b. UNESCO warns of Israeli threat to ancient Baalbek heritage site. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, divine happiness differs from human joy. Also tonight, UK-based IHC Misbah al-Hussein Foundation distribute 1,000 food baskets to displaced Lebanese. A staggering 5.8 million of the 11 million displaced individuals in Sudan are children under 18, with over 2.8 million being toddlers and preschoolers. The ongoing conflict, escalating since April 2023, has forced 200,000 people from their homes in just the last month. Children are particularly vulnerable, often lacking access to essential services such as vaccinations, clean water and shelter. While half of displaced children are living with host families, the other half face dire conditions in displacement camps and informal settlements. Girls are especially at risk, with over 3.2 million displaced girls facing threats of violence and early marriage. Red Sea State has the highest proportion of displaced children, comprising 60% of all displaced individuals. And now we continue with some short news. The City Council of St. Anthony, Minnesota, has approved the construction of a new Islamic center named Tabyan. This discussion follows months of discussions regarding the Muslim community's request to relocate the old Islamic center and establish a new facility to meet their needs. Plans for the Tabyan Center include a prayer mosque, classrooms for Islamic studies and Quran education, dedicated spaces for children's programs, and a hall for social events and gatherings. In related developments, the Islamic Association in Simi Valley, California, submitted plans last month to replace its current mosque with a larger two-story facility, while the Edison Islamic Center requested permission earlier this year to build a three-story mosque in Edison, complete with classrooms, event halls, and a 40-car parking lot. For the first time, more than 20 Shia satellite channels are preparing for a simultaneous broadcast of the international film The Lady of Heaven in multiple languages. The event is scheduled to coincide with the anniversary of the martyrdom of Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra, peace be upon her, and will air on Friday, November the 15th, 2024, corresponding to Jumada Thani the 12th at 2:30 p.m. GMT. The Lady of Heaven is a historical drama depicting the life of Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra, peace be upon her, from birth to martyrdom as presented in Shia narrative, and is based on religious and historical accounts. Filmed with a cast of international actors, production began in 2016 and concluded in 2020, enhancing the movie's visual appeal and artistic value. The Council of Europe's Commissioner of Human Rights, Michael O'Flaherty, has urged Cyprus to allow nearly 36 migrants, primarily from Syria, Iran, Sudan, Afghanistan and Cameroon, to seek asylum after being stranded for months in a UN-controlled buffer zone. In a letter to President Nikos, O'Flaherty highlighted the poor living conditions faced by the 35 individuals, including children, who struggle to access basic necessities like formula milk and diapers. Despite Cyprus's efforts to manage migration, O'Flaherty has emphasized the government's obligation under international law to provide effective access to asylum procedures. Earlier this year, Cyprus suspended asylum applications from Syrian nationals after granting protection to 14,000 Syrians over the last decade. The Cypriot government has stated it is taking steps to resolve the situation while maintaining strict measures to deter irregular crossings through the buffer zone. British Foreign Secretary David Lammy is under fire for not explicitly condemning the Uyghur genocide during his recent meeting with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Beijing. Following the October 18th talks, the UK Foreign Office stated that human rights abuses, including those in Xinjiang, were discussed as a barrier to bilateral relations. However, opposition MPs criticised Lammy for failing to directly address the genocide, which the UK Parliament recognised in April 2021. Conservative MP Ian Duncan Smith emphasised the need for robust condemnation, highlighting ongoing human rights violations, including forced labour. Reports suggest a potential move within the Foreign Office to lift sanctions on Chinese officials linked to these abuses, prompting further backlash. Lammy defended his stance, asserting that discussions on human rights were a priority and that determinations of genocide should be left to international bodies. A recent study published in Nature Communications reveals that melting Arctic sea ice could disrupt ocean circulation, leading to significant cooling in northern Europe. Researchers from the IC3 Polar Research Hub found that increased freshwater influx from melting ice historically altered ocean currents, causing plummeting temperatures in the region. Lead author Mohammed Ezzat warns that the current warming climate may trigger similar changes, emphasizing the delicate balance of the planet's climate system. By analyzing sediment cores from the Nordic seas, the researchers reconstructed the past ocean conditions, linking them to shifts in sea surface, temperature and salinity. Ezzat hopes this research will aid climate modelers in understanding the impacts of ice changes on both regional and global climates. The UK-based Imam Hussein charity, in collaboration with the Holy Karbala-based Misbah al-Hussein Foundation for Relief and Development, launched a new humanitarian campaign to distribute 1,000 food baskets to displaced families in Lebanon amid the escalating humanitarian crisis. IHC's director told Shia Waves agency that this campaign is part of a series of relief initiatives launched since the recent wave of displacement began on October the 8th, emphasizing that this campaign is conducted under the guidance of Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi, who authorized the use of religious funds to support affected families. The initiative, supported by IHC Charity and Imam Hussein Media Group and supervised by Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's office in Lebanon, aims to alleviate the hardships of Lebanese families in dire conditions. It should be mentioned that previous efforts included providing essential food, clothing, blankets and medical supplies, along with aiding in rubble removal and assisting families trapped by continuous bombardment. We've reached the end of today's Shia Waves news. Let's take a look at the main headlines for this evening. Britain reports first case of new Mpox variant Clade 1b. UNESCO warns of Israeli threat to ancient Baalbek heritage site. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, divine happiness differs from human joy. Over half of displaced Sudanese are children. Urgent action needed. UK-based IHC, Misbah al-Hussein Foundation, distribute 1,000 food baskets to displaced Lebanese. You can view the latest news on your website, or you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Please contact us on the number at the bottom of your screen. Thank you all for watching. We pray to Allah Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Imam Hussein TV, a new beginning. Since our establishment in the UK in 2016, Imam Hussein TV has been a beacon of light for the Shia community. From our humble beginnings in a small office space in Colindale, we've grown and touched countless hearts. For 7 years, this space has been our creative hub, producing some of your favorite programs. But now, we've outgrown it. The time has come for a new beginning. We are excited to announce that Imam Hussein TV is in the process of acquiring a new headquarters in the heart of London, Park Royal. This 5,548 square feet facility will be our permanent home, enabling us to produce high-quality content without the constraints of rising rental costs that have tied our hands when it comes to expression and creativity. This new space will enable us to expand our team, provide enhanced resources for professional development, and produce even more inspiring content for our rapidly growing audience. Our new headquarters will feature a modern studio, green screen rooms, a library, and much more. Imagine a place where youth can gather, learn, and grow spiritually. A place that serves the community for generations to come. Your donation can help us build specific parts of our new home. Whether it's contributing to the Ahkam SOS set, the carpet for the Husseiniyya, or even a single brick, every penny counts. As we embark on this journey to create a new home, each brick donated by you represents a vital piece of our vision. Amalgamating each one together forms the missing piece that completes the sculpture of the sacred names that our new office and studio spaces are named after. Each room in our new facility is dedicated to a member of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, reflecting their values and contributions to our faith. By naming a room, you honor their legacy and help us continue their mission. Our project is divided into 3 phases: securing the property, transitioning and developing the new studio, and expanding our team and upgrading equipment. Each phase is crucial to our growth and sustainability, and ultimately allows us to brainstorm with the highest efficiency. Your generosity reaches far beyond London. It helps us provide for those in need, bringing warmth, food, and hope to families in Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Yemen, and many countries worldwide.
We understand that not everyone can make a large donation, but every small contribution helps. Even a single £1 can make a big difference. Together, we can build a brighter future for our community, and we can contribute to the everlasting message of Abu Abdullah Hussein alayhi salam.
Your pocket change can ensure the completion of a few inches of the building, eventually leading to it standing high and wide and in full working motion.
Visit our website, click the donate button and be part of this incredible journey. Let's build the new home for Imam Hussein TV together, because ultimately